Hey, Sal, you know what this isn't?
What?
This isn't the weekly poll. This is Absolute Comics.
Ooh, deep cut.
Deep cut.
Yeah.
Two people knew what I'm talking about in that intro.
Right? Both of them were really excited. They're like, what?
You know what? I should yell, shut up, Joel, randomly. And in space, he'll be disturbed by me. This is Absolute Comics, a show where I get together with Sal on a weekly basis. I'm known as the comic historian. He's known as Comic Pop. We talk about comics. So today we're going to be talking about something involving PS5 Spiderman, something involving Martin Scorcese, something involving the Marvel Zombies, something involving Tom King's Wonder Woman, something involving Orlando Bloom. And I also want to talk about Wolverine versus Predator because I know you read it.
I'm right.
I also want to talk a little bit more about Fall of X. And I want to tell you about the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire lifestyle.
Oh.
Worst movie ever. I thought about making a whole video on this. It's not going to be worth the time because it's so bad. It's so bad.
Well, don't lead with it. I want to hear that. Like,
okay.
Yeah, wait.
Don't lead with it?
Oh, no. We'll build to it.
Okay. But today's episode of Absolute Comics is brought to you by Shortbox. Make sure you click the link down below to join Shortbox. You can go to shortbox.com/comicstorian where you can get $100 off of an order. It's a contest, but you can win $100 off of your order at Shortbox. And what Shortbox does is it helps facilitate you getting graded comic books in your collection. Are you a sneakerhead like me? Do you use StockX? It's basically that app, but for comics. It's what it is. Sal has no idea what a sneakerhead is. They like sneakers.
I know what a sneakerhead is. I'm just saying I'm not one of them.
Oh, I know. I magically have become one by mistake, but whatever.
I know.
I know.
I hear all about it.
It's a new thing. Leave me alone. Anyway, let's lead off with this movie before I forget about it, okay?
Sure.
Let me pitch this movie to you. This is what the plot of... What if I were to tell you that you're going to hang out with William Dafoe and he's naked and he doesn't talk for 2 hours?
Nah. You had me Willem Dafoe naked, but once you said he wouldn't talk for 2 hours, I'm like, what are you doing?
So the movie's called Inside. It's on Amazon Prime where I found it. And the plot of the movie is William Dafoe gets stuck in a condo, like a super high-end condominium that he was trying to steal art from. And this is where he spends months at a time. And it is terrible. I want to specify, I liked Lighthouse. I like art house pictures. I watch a lot of them. My wife hates them, but I watch a lot of them. I like watching those and trying to figure out what the hell they're about. I just enjoy that, okay?
Of course.
This is terrible. It's terrible. So the movie opens up with William Dafoe's character trying to steal a painting. The painting sets off an alarm. Like everything goes crazy. It all breaks. And he's locked at a super high-end condo that the owner is not coming back to. And the heat is turned on to constantly go up over the time that he's in there.
Like a trap? Is this
no?
Is the owner some kind of lunatic?
No, it just malfunctions, and he's stuck in it. He has no water, no food, because the owner is going to be gone long enough that he turned off everything.
Okay. So
Natalie and I are watching this movie, and for 45 minutes, William Dafoe grunts and says "fuck."
Okay.
And that's it. That is it. He's just walking around this condo trying to find a way out, but also not trying to find a way out. He's also just trying to find a way to survive.
Right.
Like, it's weird. He'll be like, oh, I'm going to try to break this. Oh, that didn't work. Well, I guess I give up. Let me go find food. Like,
yeah.
And so for 45 minutes, nothing is happening in this movie. It's literally him walking around, and you get these long shots of his eyes for like 3 minutes of his reactions to things. At one point, they're staring at a pigeon that happens to have landed on the terrace, and it can't get out. And this shot is just on this pigeon suffering for like 3 minutes. And I'm like, I even Googled, what is the pigeon on inside? Nothing. It's just a pigeon. It's just a pigeon on a terrace.
I'm sure it represents him, but...
So we got 45 minutes in, and I look at Natalie, I'm like, this is boring as shit. You want to just skip to the ending and see what the hell happens? So we pull up the thing, and you do the little scrub thing so you can see what you're looking at. Apparently, at one point, he finds like a secret passageway with an ancient diary and green lighting. We cut to that scene, Sal. He goes in. It's spooky. It's interesting. We're an hour and 15 minutes into this movie. He finds the book, turns around and leaves. And that is the only mention of it really in the movie.
Oh.
Like, what? he has a dream where he's at a party. Maybe it's lightly tied to it. At this point, we're just skimming through anything that looked slightly interesting.
Uh-huh.
We get all the way to the end of the movie. Skipped all the way to the end. He built a tower out of furniture so he could unscrew the skylight, crawls at it. You don't even find out if he survives. I want to say I'm spoiling the ending of the movie for you, but the movie doesn't end.
Right.
I'm not spoiling anything.
Boo. I never heard of this.
It's called Inside. The trailers make it look interesting.
So that's their job.
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
But I wanted to mention that it was just terrible. And everyone, do not watch this movie. Do not watch Inside.
I should tell you, it's his second movie. Like
directors?
The director writer. The other movie he made was called My Friend Larry Gus, which also looks deep and pretentious.
It looks okay. I watch art house movies and a lot of them are good and they say something and there's a lot to really think. This movie's terrible. Yeah. This director is whatever. This is the epitome of some high school student being like, I'm going to be so deep. I'm going to be so deep. Look, I'm going to show you a man surviving in a condo with no water and no food. Yeah, I'm going to do it for 2 hours.
And I'm going to Silver Surfer franchise.
And I'm going to make you suffer from. He's going to be bored. So I'm going to make you bored. You know what this reminds me of? Hideo Kojima. I love his games, but Death Stranding. I love the game, but literally there's segments where you spend 45 minutes walking over nothing. And if you look at interviews, Hideo Kojima's like, I just wanted you to feel the pain of delivering things and dealing with the isolation and being alone. I'm like, cool. Could we not make it 45 minutes of the freaking game at a time? No. Could we do 5 minutes of isolation? Why am I walking for so long with nothing happening?
Right. Yeah, I get isolation within 5 minutes.
Anyway, I highly do not recommend this movie. I like artsy movies. If I sit down and look up some of the titles that I enjoyed, I could easily give you a list. This is not on that list.
Fair enough.
So anyway, let's talk about Wolverine versus Predator. What'd you think?
Oh, it's cool. Yeah, I've been looking forward to Marvel kind of like doing this since they announced they had the franchise and then they launched
doing anything with the franchise.
Yeah, well, they have the Predator book, which is not great, but like
the Aliens one isn't bad. I like the Aliens one.
The second volume, the first volume was very bad.
I didn't mind the first two. I didn't mind. It was after that it just kind of goes off like, where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm not a fan, but I am a fan of Aliens and Predator, which is why I don't really care for them. But I was literally looking forward to it because this is a good idea. This is a no brainer. Like make all the Predator comic books: Predator versus Punisher, Predator versus Wolverine, Predator versus Spider-Man, Predator versus everybody, Predator versus Captain America. I'm in. They put Greg Land on the book, which is an insult, but Ken Lashley's art is great. And the story is cool. The idea that like the Predator's been hunting Logan, or at least a Predator, or the like Predators have been hunting Logan.
I think it's the same Predator. I think the way it's
I don't know how I don't think they last that long, but okay. Like
the minimum, because if you don't know the lore of the Predators, real quick, Predators basically are hunters that go through space and they look for challenges and they have to defeat this challenge to prove their worth. And then has it ever been established where they go after they've proved themselves?
They have a planet that they live on, that they're from.
I'm just picturing now Predators like come out mass murdering people, and then they go back like, all right, now they do Thanos. Now I'm on the farm. I'm making a soup.
Yeah, I mean, like the fact is the Predators, they have a home world. I assume that they just go from like safari to safari, but like the other thing is the interpretation of what a Predator is and does. Like I know that the Predators don't hunt for conquest, so they're not out there trying to like take over planets. They do it for fun. Yeah. So I assume that like that's what they're doing when they're on vacation. So what do they do when they're not on vacation?
And now I'm picturing a Predator at an office job.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim brought me the bills again. I got to get the bills. I got to get the...
They invented cloaking technology. That means they had to have a lab. You know, you got Predators with overcoats. Like just tinkering away.
Back to our topic though about Wolverine. I do like the idea that Wolverine one forgets that he's fighting these Predators.
Yeah.
He just forgets it's happened every single time, and two, that they go fight him.
Yeah, he's just like I love the idea of him being like, oh, you're back? Yeah, I haven't seen you in like 60 years. I kind of love that. I'm like so on board for that. And the fact that it's published by 20th Century Studios means that it's like maybe it'll be R-rated. I don't know. It could be. It's cool. I'm in for it.
Do you think they're gonna do more Predator versus series, like Predator versus Deadpool, Predator?
Only if this sells.
Yeah.
If it doesn't,
it's a great first character to throw at it, though.
Exactly, it's a good It's a smart move. But like,
someone brought up Predator versus Daredevil, and that would be a cool comic, but that should not be the first one.
No, unless Chichetto's drawing it. And you're like,
What
oh,
about like Predator versus Spider-Man? How do you think
I'd
that
read
would
the
go?
hell out of that. Are you kidding? Like, but like, and the thing is, what's great is the Predator, because the Predator, like I don't want to watch like the Predator or like Die Hard movies are movies that are written essentially where they go, hey, we got an unfilmable or unproduced script that is like action movie, number 8742. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, put John McClane in it. And now we have a Die Hard movie. Like that is what Die Hard should be. Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3, and to a lesser extent, Die Hard 4. Those are all like Die Hard movies that were written to be other movies that then they put John McClane into.
Right.
Predator movies are the exact same thing. I don't want to watch a movie about the Predators. I don't want to watch a movie about the Predator culture, about where they come from. I don't give a crap about any of that. What I want to see is a movie that is someone else's movie, and then a Predator shows up and changes the entire movie. So, like a Spider-Man versus Predator should be Spider-Man is doing his thing. He's got the classic trope that I always think of is the one from like the Ann Nocenti issue where it's like Aunt May asked me to pick up barbecue sauce. So he's like, I got barbecue sauce, like literally like in my pant like loop, and I'm swinging home, and then a predator attacks me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm in.
Well, I mean, that was the latest Predator movie, right? That was what you and I said when we watched Prey. If you have not seen that latest
That's
Predator
Prey.
movie because it was terribly promoted,
Yeah.
it's Prey, and it's amazing.
Yep, it's great. Prey is literally just like you could watch a whole movie about those characters, about that tribe doing their thing, and you got a movie. But
Yeah.
then the Predator shows up, and now it's an awesome movie.
No, it's an awesome movie.
Right? Like, I mean, and you could do it with, and the thing is, it has endless potential. The Predator can zhuzh up any kind of like dwindling franchise, RoboCop. RoboCop 1 is great, RoboCop 2 is fair, and then it just gets diminishing returns. But if a Predator showed up in a RoboCop movie, now you got an awesome ass RoboCop movie. You want to palate cleanser Batman movie between franchises? Batman's fighting the Joker, but then suddenly the Predator shows up, and now you got yourself an awesome Batman movie. John McClane, he's old, he's too old for this crap. He's tired, he's miserable. But what if a Predator showed up? Now you got Die Hard versus Predator, and I'm just happy to go. You know what I mean? Like every franchise could just use a Predator in it.
You made me realize that RoboCop in 2016. I just want to put it on record. I liked that, other than the black
reboot?
suit change. The
Yeah, I
reboot
dug it
wasn't bad.
too.
The suit kind of made it like, what are you doing with the suit?
Well, and what's
But-
worse is they put the gray suit in the movie, and you're like,
Yeah.
ooh, and then they went, nah, make him look like everything else. I'm like, oh, okay.
Which is weird because it was 2000. If it was like 2005, it'd be like, oh, they're just doing that. But it was like 2016. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's too late for that. Like, it was too late for them to make that kind of decision. But like, no, RoboCop 2014 or whatever was pretty good. Like, I dug it. I didn't think it was fantastic. The subtlety is non-existent, but like,
no,
I dug
it's
it.
screaming at you what's going on.
Yeah, but I love it.
I
was
like our
it's fun.
chat brought up a few fun ones. Fast and the Furious versus Predator.
Are you kidding me? People would have gone to see Hobbs versus Shaw if in the top of Act 2 a Predator shows up.
Or how about this? This is my favorite from our chat suggestions. Home Alone versus the Predator.
I mean,
Kevin McAllister is setting up against the Predator.
Yes. Yes. Dude, are you kidding me? Kevin McAllister is what? Okay, here's the pitch. Ready? Kevin McAllister is 45. His wife,
He's 45, yeah.
he and his wife are having problems. Their his kids are teenagers and they treat him like crap and they don't really care about him. And they're going through some trouble. And so she spends the holidays with her parents. So Kevin is home alone. But then the Predator attacks. And so Kevin's got to remember all the old tricks he pulled when he was like 9 years old.
I'm just picturing 45-year-old Kevin throwing out like marbles and
Seriously,
the hot
but
iron.
like, and you could go schlock with it. You could go even further. Like you could make it a Christmas classic and be like, he's got paint cans, but like, and he's got like shotguns that shoot birdshot. Or you have him go into the basement and go, I always thought something like this was going to happen. He pushes a button and everything flips. And he's got like he's got crossbows and he's got like AK-47s.
just Kevin goes nuts.
Kevin goes postal.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah. Predator versus John Wick. That's a do that next kind of situation.
Keanu Reeves says he's kind of done with John Wick, but they did approve of John Wick 5 and he's debating coming back.
But if
that would be hilarious.
Predator,
like, okay, what if you fight the Predator?
But if he fought a Predator.
Have you seen that show yet? The Continental?
Nah.
Okay. I haven't watched it yet. I saw it last night, like that it was up finally.
Yeah.
So.
No, dude, I'm telling you, like these are the movies. And by the way, you don't call them Predator versus John Wick. You call them John Wick. You can't. Well, you can't even beat like terrible subtitles like Parabellum. You know what I mean? Like, but just words. Like here, hang on. Let's just type in Predator synonyms, and we'll just pull up. Okay, synonyms for the word predator. We got carnivore and beast of prey. Yeah, all right, these are kind of crappy. But no, hey, John Wick, beast of prey,
Yes. I'm down.
right? Mad Max, the earth is scorched. You get Tom Hardy back, and it's just literally you just take you have a half finished script for all these movies, right? You don't even need to finish John Wick 5. You just have to write half of John Wick 5. Because then the Predator shows up, kills all the antagonists, and then the third chapter is him killing the Predator. See how easy this is? And they don't do it.
I don't know why they've never. I mean, Predator doesn't have like. It's weird because I feel like the Predator has to be a selling target. Like he has to be a key thing.
Yeah,
but he doesn't. That's the
No.
best part about the Predator.
I know. Yeah, he's so cheap. Like that's the thing. The Predator, it's a suit. You don't need like people like the Predator when they made it with all the CG and crap. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's the most basic, cheap, easy thing. And
Well, the Predator also had that where they tried to make that weird battle suit to fight the Predator.
oh my god,
Or is that Predators?
no. Predators was pretty cool. Predators I enjoyed quite a bit. The Predator was just well, they reshot the entire ending. There were like 3 different at the end of the Predator. There's like this thing that the Predator was like bringing to humanity to like survive, to fight the Predators because the Predators are going to invade, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're on safari. They're on vacation. They're not going to take over. They're not conquerors.
I don't care.
The reality is they have cloak technology. They have nuclear weapons strapped to their wrists. They have deep space star like light speed technology. They could already. The fact is the Predators are like, we could take over, but we're Klingons. We're stupid. We're oriented specific. Why would I take over the world? That sounds like a bunch of nonsense. That would take so much time away from me hunting game, which is what I really care about.
All right, well, let's move on to the next comic
Yes,
discussion.
please take us away.
Gotham War. I know you're not a fan.
I'm not. No.
The Red Hood issue dropped today.
Cool.
And now we're finally getting the usual. Like at least it was concurrent. It was like okay, this issue.
Right.
The Red Hood issue makes no sense because Red Hood is currently captured by Batman, but apparently this is taking place before Batman caught him. So now we're starting to do. Well, Red Hood technically takes place between these 2 issues, but came out this week, and so now we're doing the things I hate, the things I am annoyed by.
Yeah.
You were doing so good. It was concurrent. It was to go to Batman, go to Catwoman, go to Batman, go to Red Hood. Where is it Red Hood in order?
Yeah, I love it.
So
They forgot.
They forgot to put it out.
No, I think they were like, they wrote this, they wrote it, they greenlit it, they had it drawn, and they went, this doesn't work in continuity. And they're like, oh.
Well, the issue with the Red Hood one is it's not only that, but he's barely working. It's just like, oh, he's working with Catwoman, but he's on an adventure to fight Scarecrow.
Okay.
Yeah, what? What does this have to do with the Gotham War?
Nothing. Nothing.
The only element is that it like ties into like, oh, what does it have to do with the Gotham War? Well, he's talking to Catwoman and not Batman.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
The other thing is Fall of X is continuing to be confusing and terrifyingly like, where do you follow it? But first off, they already announced the follow-up, which is going to be the Fall of House of X and Rise of Powers of X.
Yes.
So if you were too confused by what to read, it's going to get worse.
They're going to change. I mean, like Fall of X is the period, Fall of the House of X, Fall of House of X. They'll call it something else. Like, not that they'll call it something else. They're going to come up with a whole new name, but it's going to be about like the House of X is ending. The Powers of 10 are rising.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too complicated.
No, but they're going to make it. Fall of X shouldn't be complicated, is my point.
No, I agree.
Immortal X-Men and X-Men tell the story. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that.
That's true.
But did you read Uncanny Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that was so much fun.
It was great. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I never knew I wanted Nightcrawler to be Spider-Man until Nightcrawler was Spider-Man.
Right, dude. I've always wanted Nightcrawler to be Spider-Man. As a kid, I loved Spider-Man and Nightcrawler. I just loved how Nightcrawler looked. I liked Nightcrawler's whole power set. So like, and I loved his agility, his speed, his strength, and his ability to adhere. So I was like, he's just a mutant Spider-Man already.
Yeah.
And then to
finally
put him in
someone else
suit,
said that.
yeah. And I'm like, I'm in.
But,
I'm
you know,
so
what I
in.
liked about it is that it's not just like, okay, he's just wearing the suit, so we're gonna do Nightcrawler versus, like, X-Men. It actually feels like they're merging the 2 worlds because 'cause we've got Adrian Toomes in there, or
Yeah,
Toomes, however you wanna pronounce it,
Toombs,
he's in
yeah.
there. We've
Yep.
got he's in New York, he's talking to Spidey, so because when I first heard about this, I thought it was just gonna be Nightcrawler went to, like, a costume store, got a Spider-Man outfit, and then that's the only we're only doing it to sell the book. No, this feels proper, like
Yeah.
Nightcrawler wants to still be a hero. He could do Spider-Man stuff. Let's do that.
Yeah. I think it's great, and it's a fun idea, and Spurrier is an odd choice for it, but I'm here for it.
Yeah. Nothing else I've really read that kind of stuck out to me. You read anything that?
Yeah. Oh,
Did you read anything that kind of stuck out that you want to
yeah,
talk
I mean,
about?
there were quite a few good books that came out recently. I I'm always enjoying Superman and World's Finest. Those are great. I was surprised by how like meh Titans has been. It's only
Yeah,
3 issues, but very meh. Did you read the new Tom King Wonder Woman book?
I did read the new Tom King Wonder Woman book.
How do you feel about it?
I actually really liked it, and then he offered me issue 2 like 3 months ago, and he never sent it. So I don't know if it's any good. But
Well,
I
just
liked
drop.
issue 1 because the topic we have here is that Tom King talks about his Wonder Woman series, stated they're gonna start to get big twists starting issue 3, but more importantly, that part of his plan is to make each individual issue a little event comic with things that eventually peel off into the conventional big epics.
Yeah.
Yara Flor is gonna make a return issue 5. He also mentioned that he's written the story pretty far ahead and has some big stuff happening around issue 12. If you enjoyed this
Yeah.
run, be thankful. It looks like you won't run into any Doomsday Clock delay situations. Dad likes his little tags. I like the concept because the only Wonder Woman that I've truly enjoyed is when she gets into the mystical realms and plays off the gods. I liked the new 52 run. I liked the idea of her going through Valhalla and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But whenever she comes back, I'm typically bored because it just turns into boring Wonder Woman stuff. So the idea that she's currently on the run, I like that.
Right.
It gives
Yeah.
like more of a purpose that feels like she's doing something.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm down. I really jig it. The art's fantastic.
Yeah, art is fantastic in this one. Titans, you are right. They made such a big deal about the Titans kind of taking the place of the Justice League, and the
Uh-huh.
first 3 issues don't feel like they're going anywhere.
The first issue, they're like, Wally West has been assassinated, and then the next 2 issues, they were like, but never mind that because Brother Blood now, and it's
Yeah,
like
okay.
that's so
Thank
lame.
you. You're right because it's like, yeah, no, Wally West has been assassinated. Oh, and it's the future one. So we're gonna try, and I'm like, this is a cool idea. You're gonna try to solve the murder of Wally West, and then Brother Blood, and then third issue, Wally, you can't come into the fight. Do you think you can stop me, Nightwing?
Right?
Yes, because you're gonna die. We literally have you dead on an autopsy table.
Yeah.
This is no prophecy. You're literally going to die. Like, I like the argument whenever they're like, oh, the prophecy says I'm going to die, but I can fight against that. No, Wally, you're dead. You're literally dead
Yeah.
in 8 hours. So let's
Right.
not have you do anything stupid.
I know. So, there you go.
Did you read Nightwing issue 106?
Yes, I loved it. Yeah.
Okay, am I crazy? Tom Taylor was supposed to be off this book, I thought.
No, I don't think so. I don't
Not
think he's done.
moving, like to other stories. Like he chose to leave is what I thought.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
I could have
No,
sworn he said he was done
I mean,
after the Nightwing Can Fly segment.
what a mistake that would be.
Oh, he's doing it. And the new story's great, and it ties back into it makes Rick Grayson kind of relevant.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's like I don't like Rick Grayson. I think it's terrible, but I love the idea of taking it. I mean, it's a perfect retcon. Like, right, play with that idea, go for it. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm in.
So definitely enjoying that. I also like that this feels like a fresh jumping on point because they're trying to get that Donna DC vibe
Yeah,
where you could jump in here and like this is not really playing on like while it is playing on Rick, everything you need to know is explained in the issue.
yeah,
So you don't really need to know much more. So it really like if you happen to have read Rick Grayson and you happen to have read everything going on, you know more about it, but you don't need to know the stuff you don't know.
yeah.
So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too. No, I'm enjoying this book a lot. I've loved this book since it launched. So
Yeah.
it's definitely it's a pleaser too because it's nice. You know, there are changes, there are retcons, there are surprises, there's twists, but like it's never at the expense of the character, and the character is never like made stupid for the like to make way for plot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they're just like this is like Dick isn't or yeah, Dick isn't a dumbass. Dick is with Barbara. You know, we added this dog character. We're not going to neglect that. They don't neglect any element of this character that they've introduced. And I'm like, it's just what a weird template for what other big two comics should follow.
Well, it's been my argument since the beginning to make just one consistent story, have one writer on it. It's my entire argument as to why One Piece is awesome and terrible at the same time.
Yeah,
Because 1,100 chapters makes it impossible for someone to get into, but at the same time makes the story amazing because you have one guy writing it. Like,
exactly.
imagine if Scott Snyder never left Batman. He had been on
Right.
it since 2011. How?
But
I
even
mean,
then, it's interesting you should say that because like while that's true, Scott Snyder doing that would mean that like essentially we're treating it like Scott Snyder owns Batman.
right?
And in
Why?
this
Why
case,
don't we though?
because he doesn't like, and
Yeah,
because he wouldn't be. It's not like if you know how like Robert Kirkman did Invincible and then ended Invincible, right?
yeah,
It would be like if like Chip Zdarsky took over Invincible and then did like 200 issues of Chip Zdarsky's Invincible. That would be more in line with what you're talking about because we only know the one, as opposed to well, there's been 50 or 60 people writing Batman
right. Which is the
since
issue.
Scott. Yeah. Yeah, but we've already had that. Like it's not like it's Batman's a relatively new character, you know? We could do new things with Invincible without also, you know, making the legacy weird and confusing because, we've already had a precedent of 50 or 60 people writing for Invincible and now suddenly we're going to let one person do 10 years. Although,
Okay, well, I get an example then. Ultimate
yeah.
Spider-Man is amazing because Brian Michael Bendis stayed on it.
Yep.
And it's one consistent story
That's
from
true.
the
And now
origin
Hickman's
to the
doing it
death.
and we're like that's a great idea.
Right, Hank was doing it, and I was gonna mention that Ultimate Spider-Man has been brought back. What do you think?
Yeah. For me, the only other person I mean, like, that's not true. There are two other people I would tolerate writing Ultimate Spider-Man besides Bendis. And I'm kind of like, yo, Brian, why didn't you just come back and do Ultimate Spider-Man?
It
But
is weird that Hickman's gonna do it this time.
but if Hickman's gonna do it, I'm in.
Yeah. But the question is, will he do it long term or will he get 12 issues in and decide other
He'll
people
probably
can
get
do it
like
better
4.
So it's gonna be interesting to see Ultimate Spider-Man come back because it's not a return to the original one. It's a new Ultimate Spider-Man in his new Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. Next thing on our topic here is Martin Scorsese. I'll read what Dan said, but it boils down to him complaining about Marvel movies again. But
Oh,
Dan's very
yeah, what a
proud of the
shock.
goofy. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, the old man on the lawn's yelling at me.
Yeah.
Uh,
This time though, he was more hypocritical about it.
Martin Scorsese becomes the epitome of the music kids these days listen to sounds like garbage, as he once again comes out stating that we need to fight back against comic book movies that are ruining cinema. To make this hilarious, Scorsese went on to use Christopher Nolan as an example of someone who still makes good movies, clearly unaware that Nolan created one of the best received comic book movie trilogies.
Yeah. Yeah.
How old is Martin Scorsese? Because I really
I
feel like
want to
this
say
is
he's like
just an old man.
85,
Yeah, I feel like while I respect the man for what he's done, I also feel like at this
80.
point he's just old.
I mean, like, the fact is, he is still a great filmmaker. Like,
But
what's
and I'm
frustrating
not
is
discounting that at
no,
all.
but, but there are some people who are, like, in their 80s or 90s who, like, are doing jobs that they have no business doing, and I would imagine, like, some filmmakers, hitting a certain age and just aging out of the industry. Scorsese's not one of those people. Despite the fact that, like, I think that The Irishman is a self-indulgent, piece of garbage, and, The Gangs of New York is, like, is bloated, if not pretty. But he also made Raging Bull and Goodfellas and Casino, which is just Goodfellas too, but whatever. And other like fantastic movies that I adore.
Yeah.
And his love of cinema is infectious and beneficial for the industry. Like the fact is, we're not going to discredit or discount his contributions or his like his energy just because he doesn't like Iron Man. But like at the same time, we don't have to deify him, nor do we have to like make fun of him for disagreeing with us, or nor do we have to like pretend like we don't like things we like to impress, the armchair movie directors out there or the would be Martin Scorsese's of the world. I'm not going to sit here and say that I would rather watch that The Inside over Iron Man 4, right? Just never would I say that because I wouldn't. The fact is, like, I saw what was it, The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse. That another Willem Dafoe movie with
The
Robert
black
Pattinson.
and white, William Dafoe.
Black and white. They filmed it on like a 600-year-old camera, and You know, it's
I
just
didn't mind that movie.
it's good. I like it.
I would not recommend it to most people, but
No, but like
it did have its moments.
I wanted to experience it, and I did. And it wasn't even like Requiem for a Dream, where I'm like, I experienced that, and never want to again. The
Oh, I never
Lighthouse is
want
a
to rewatch it.
no, but like I would watch The Lighthouse again, but begrudgingly, and I'll probably watch Iron Man 2 more than I ever saw The Lighthouse. Does that make me like a hack and an idiot? I'm sure that like all the people who would like to, fondle Scorsese's balls would say yes. But I don't care because like I'm secure in who I am and what I do, and I respect Scorsese, but I also like Marvel movies. Get over it, you know.
Right.
And like if he's I always wonder like why people say like why would you say something so controversial yet so brave? But it's like it's not. There's nothing. No one is getting brownie points for saying Marvel movies are overrated or that like cinema is weaker because of them. But they're not. Like cinema isn't being damaged by Marvel movies. It's that cinema is. It's like a Chip Zdarsky line from a Batman book where Batman's talking about like going to save Gotham, and he says that's the trick is that Gotham is always Gotham wants to die. Cinema is always trying to kill itself.
Oh yeah.
Because it is a business, and businesses are inherently amoral and have no like
The exact
genuine
opposite of art. Like a movie
right.
like The Lighthouse is not. No one sits around. I mean, what did it make? The Lighthouse did not make money. I don't believe.
Yeah,
And
I'm
if it did,
sorry.
it's because of the names behind it, not because.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Mountain Scorsese did not do The Lighthouse for the record for anybody
No,
who
I
wants
know.
it.
Yeah.
Robert
I love.
Eggers did.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah,
Robert
so
Eggers
the
from Bubba
budget was
Bitch.
11 million and it made 18.
Right. Like
How much did that terrible movie Inside do?
yeah. By the way, just really quick, let's take a minute to address the chat. One thing, hyperbole is a thing. I use it regularly. 600 years. Yeah, obviously the camera isn't 600 years old. You're an idiot. Secondly, the line that Gotham wants to die is not from Gotham War. No, it is not. And finally, what was the other thing? Yeah, that's it. Just shut up.
I would like it noted that that movie Inside, it doesn't list its budget, but it only made $897,000.
Oh, well, the reality is that movie probably didn't even really like get played in most cinemas. Like it probably wasn't in a lot of theaters. It was probably in mostly like indie and art house theaters.
That's what it looks like because
it
the
might
only
have
the only
also-
theatrical releases were Greece, Belgium, and Germany.
Yeah, I love these people just coming out being like, "I was sarcastic. I was joking. Haha. I wasn't before, but now I am suddenly." But like, no, that what it might have been. It might have been like a trick. This movie probably would have just dropped on some streaming service, but in order for it to qualify for the Academy Awards, it needs to come out in a movie theater. So it's probably
Sure.
like it probably had a premiere.
It's an art house flick. I know.
Right.
Whether
So
or
it
not
probably
I
had,
liked it or felt it did a good job of it, it is an art house flick.
Right. It achieved its goal. But I guarantee you the reason like the budget is not what's important for them. What's
They
important
didn't
for them
need,
is
all they did was pay William Dafoe. No one else is in the movie, and he doesn't have to do anything.
that's right. No, the budget is probably just him and the camera rental.
They just rented the condo for 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to our next topic here. I like Dan. I'll read this one, although I think it's a stupid comment you put in here. But anyway, in an attempt to please both sides, PS5 Spiderman will have the option to toggle off and on fall damage, as many people have been apparently debating whether or not the web slinger would actually survive a big drop. Apparently, they've all forgotten that it is scientifically proven that doing a superhero landing negates all fall damage, but whatever.
Stupid. No. I will always have fall damage off.
Yeah, I don't. It's not fun. Remember my discussion?
Anybody who's complaining about
pre-show?
not having fall damage in a Spider-Man game doesn't understand the point of playing a Spider-Man game.
You shouldn't jump out the Empire State Building and be like, "Oh God, I hope I web."
Yeah. You're removing the fun and effortlessness of web slinging.
Yep. This is a cool one. Which you know what, we're gonna come to this as our final point. So I'll come back to that. Steve Orlando has big plans for Scarlet Witch in 2024, with the possibility of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver comic coming to shelves. Issue 10 of the current Scarlet Witch comic will be the epic season finale of her current era, which sounds like Scarlet Witch fans will enjoy 2024. I only read like 3 issues of the Scarlet Witch book, and I forgot it was a thing. But what I read, I enjoyed.
I didn't read any of the Scarlet Witch book, but I wouldn't read any Steve. I don't really care for Steve Orlando's books. So
I can't think of any in particular that I think there was one that I really did enjoy, and I think that's it.
yeah, I like Scarlet Witch in theory. I've never read a Scarlet Witch book I've enjoyed, and that's a shame because like there's one series I want to say it was like either the last one or the one before that where they had these amazing covers, and I that's all I can think of. Like Scarlet Witch, I'll enjoy her in the Avengers, but like she's not my favorite Avenger. Again, I'm clearly not an Avengers fan
Right.
because I like New Avengers. You know what I mean? Like I like the Avengers when they're somebody else, you know. But if you're like, oh, they're David Aja who did the covers, so it's like, yeah, they were amazing. That was in 2016, 2015. Oh my god, that was a long time ago.
The
Um,
one I read from Steve Orlando and I enjoyed was Midnighter. He did Midnighter.
yes, I've liked his Midnighter.
Yeah.
That was good.
He did Midnighter and he did Midnighter and Apollo. That's the on this list of things he's written. That's the only one I could think of that I've read the whole series. I've enjoyed it.
I've read a lot of his books. Midnighter is good.
Yeah. Well, I've read a lot of them. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
this is the one I can
No,
recommend.
I know. I know. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought he did Nightwing, but he did it with Tim Seeley. It only came in for like a couple issues, so it wasn't.
Mm,
I was thinking Nightwing, but I'm like, I don't think he did as much Nightwing as I think he did. I think I
right?
remember his name.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the last bit of news, I'm actually shocked it took this long for it to come back.
Yeah.
Marvel Zombies is returning with a new anthology series titled Marvel Zombies Black, White, and Blood on October 25th, with previews showing that the comics will not be skimping on gore and blood. They attempted to reboot this like 3 or 4 years ago and just let it die again, and I don't understand why. Because DC's leaning in super hard into deceased and DC versus vampires, but Marvel Zombies is over here like, well, we had a great run 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing more Marvel Zombies?
Right?
It's a concept that writes it. It doesn't have to be good. Like, I know
Yeah.
you're not a fan of Marvel Zombies, Sal.
I am not, but I also understand that they make money.
They make money, and it doesn't have to be good. You can reboot it every 3 years. It doesn't have to be good. You just need people fighting zombies. And stop. Look, Marvel. Apparently you listen to us, so listen to this. Stop being stupid with Marvel Zombies. I don't give a shit about Luke Cage. I don't care about some random guy from the 70s and how he's surviving. Just reboot it and tell me what's going on with Iron Man, Spider-Man, Wolverine. Do the guys that made Marvel Zombies good. It's been 20 years. It's not in main continuity. Your original one, the origin is from Army of Darkness. Why don't you just reboot this stupid thing and tell stories about Spider-Man and Wolverine as zombies? What is wrong with you? It writes itself.
Yeah, it does. It's
Look at what The Walking Dead has been going on for.
well, that's over, but like,
No,
well,
it's
the
not.
show.
There's a
Yeah.
spin-off with Daryl's in freaking France, and then there's like 2 other ones.
Those are all shows. I'm talking about the comics.
Oh, well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
But no, I do. Yeah. No, I mean, like, yeah, Marvel Zombies makes a lot of sense.
I just don't get it. I don't get, of all the concepts that they have no problems making brand new number ones about and just ignoring any sense of continuity,
Right?
we don't get a proper reboot to Marvel Zombies.
No. Keep it going. I don't know if it's because of just because Kirkman is at the helm. Like he created it, so like let's keep the Kirkman.
Oh, do you think it's like a Static
Association?
Shock situation where like
Yeah.
Shock doesn't show up in DC because somebody else has the rights?
No. I think it's just that they're like, if we reboot it, then we'll lose everything that Kirkman created.
Who cares? It's been
I
20
know.
years.
Well, the thing is, most of these people are like, well, everything that happened 20 years ago is something that like mattered to me a lot.
Well, and you can keep it. Like I keep telling people, you can easily, your favorite run can still be your favorite run.
Yeah.
You can reboot Marvel Zombies and it can be terrible, but it won't affect the original 6 volumes. By the way, Marvel Zombies made itself stupid. When you made Ghost Rider a zombie, it doesn't even make sense anymore. Like,
Yeah.
you had celestial zombies coming back after eating Galactus. Come on.
I know. It was ridiculous.
But ridiculous in a good way. Like
It was, yes. I mean, like, yeah. No, it
like
made
it wasn't
sense.
ridiculous where I'm like, are you f***ing kidding me? It was like ridiculous and like, okay, what the hell's gonna happen next?
That's true.
Yeah.
True. They did quite a few Marvel Zombies sequels, which I was like surprised.
Well,
by.
they did Marvel Zombies Reborn, and it was like a 4-issue mini, and it ended with them solving it. Like, what?
Right.
Why? You literally had it again. What were you doing? Oh, sorry, mini rant over. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's Absolute Comics. My name is Benny. That is Sal. We get together every Tuesday at about 5 p.m. Eastern so that we can talk about comic books. And I hope you enjoyed. Let us know in the comments down below your opinions about what we talked about and tell us how wrong we are in that we're stupid. It's fine. We don't read the comments anyway because you're all mean. But anyway, Thank you guys so much. Follow me at Twitter at Comic Story and follow him at Comic Pop. And make sure you check out Comic Historian on Spotify and you check out Comic Pop over on Comic Pop Returns to see all of his bonus content. See you guys next time right here.